using the internet and to find out the answers to my questions. So could you just click the second part? Last time we mentioned, one is urban, the other is rural. Rural means the country, and urban means the big city. So urbanization means that now all the cities tend to be like big cities, and then that is the tendency in Taiwan. And so it has been pronounced more pronounced, which means that more famous or people know more about it. And that is because the commercial and industrial sectors, that means people go to big cities to work because they will have more job opportunities there and also for their financial needs. And then we have more cities where people are, there are more population. And then young people and also employment possibilities are more concentrated in urban region. That means just like what we talked about last week, that young people move to big cities and then because they would be more likely employed. And then this shows that the population is still concentrated in the north, and it is important to consider the issue of regional balance. So if we talk about urbanization, probably the cities that come into your mind would be like Taipei, or maybe Keelung or Taichung. So mostly they are the cities in the northern part. And then but in the southern part, a lot of cities are still not so, they don't have so many people living there. So because young people all go there to find more jobs, because they will have more job opportunities. So that will cause the imbalance in big cities and also in the countryside. So that would be the problem of urbanization. And then due to the, did you translate this? Is it you or JC? Oh, maybe Yuba did this, okay. Very good translation. Okay, due to the aging and shrinking population in rural regions, there is an imbalance between urban and rural development as a result of over-urbanization. So this is what we have been keeping talking about, that people move to the urban areas and not so many people living in the rural areas. So that would be the contrast between these two areas. That would be the imbalance. And the government has been pursuing the design of regional revitalization to address these issues. Address these issues means that they start to consider about these issues and try to find the solutions to the problems. And since 2005, holding on Japan's expertise in this area, that's why we have so many interactions with the Japanese people, especially the Japanese scholars. The reason is that they started to work on regional revitalization much earlier than we did here in Taiwan. And so we are trying to learn from them. And then by learning from them, we're also working with them. So this way we can also improve the situation here in Taiwan. So we are addressing these issues, and the government is paying attention to this, and also we're trying to learn from the Japanese experiences. And so by assessing localities' advantage in terms of land, production, and labor, identifying their local distinctiveness and the core values, and introducing a consoling mechanism for creativity, that is the design power, and then innovation, that is productivity, and also enterpreneurship. The program seeks to spur local industrial development, that is marketing power. About regional revitalization, we have to keep some factors in mind. One would be the land, the place. And another is their local distinctive, their core values, like, and also the labor. The core values means that what is the most important thing that the local people think? What would be the most valuable things to them? That would be their core value. And also we're trying to find some counseling mechanism. The counseling mechanism can include the university professors, and also can be the government or some other industrials, like they would also like to devote to the local revitalization. So all together, all these work together can become some kind of power to the region, to the local community. So we have the 5 arrows, and this is what I would like you to think about later. The 5 arrows will be the strategies that the government proposes to the all of the, probably the scholars and also the communities or even the industries. And what are the 5 arrows? The 5 arrows also means the 5 strategies. What are the 5 arrows? Let's move on to the next page. The first one will be the industry going back to their hometown to try to invest so that they can help to boost the economy there. So if you look at the introduction here, it says that businesses are encouraged to invest in their hometown based on hometown feelings through administrative and the tax relief support from the government. So if the industry, the business people go back to their hometown and invest, and then they could get some benefits from the government. For example, the government maybe will say to them, okay, I'll deduct some of the tax, and then you can save some money by spending more money in your hometown. And then also through the adoption of creative business concepts, they may aid in the growth of local companies and invest in local industries or constructions to boost the local economy. So the business people or the industries go back to their hometown and they invest. And then what do they do when they invested their money? Probably they can help the construction, okay? Or they can do something to help the business or the industries, especially the growth of the industry, the local companies. So maybe they can open a branch company over there, or they can give money to build some big buildings or factories, or even construct the railroad or roads, all of those construction, the next page. And then the second strategy or the second arrow will be technology introduction. We know that technology has become such an important thing, such an important tool in today's society. So when we are talking about what can we do in regional revitalization, then definitely technology should be included. So if you look at the description here, by integrating technology and the wisdom into local regions, such as employee artificial intelligence plus the Internet of Things, like the AI or IoT, and the blockchain, cloud, big data, and the open data, and developing a full industrial ecosystem, we can increase the productivity of local industries and add value to solve the problem of declining human resources and create chances for innovation in local industries and improve the local living environment. So you can see, especially for those people who are good at computer science, you probably are very familiar with these terms here, like the big data or the AI and IoT. So all these are the new techniques in terms of technology. All of these are the new techniques, and then by using these techniques, we can improve the local community, especially if they are very traditional and they probably are still using their old ways to make money. And then especially if we take the Ninja as an example, when the USR team goes to Pingdong, like Linbie and Jiadong, we're starting to have our own fish pond, and then we're also using the technology to feed the fish, like we are using the AI system. And then in this way, we are bringing new technology and also new ways of creating aquatic products. And in this way, we're helping the local community. So the second strategy will be the technology introduction. And the third one would be we try to integrate different departments. We have the Ministry of Education or Ministry of Interior, 内政部, and also some other local governments. And by integrating all the different units and by bringing their own power, then we're trying to bring more resources into the local community. So if you look at the description here, the summary here, businesses are encouraged to invest in their hometowns based on hometown feelings through administrative and the tax relief support from the government and through adoption of creative business concepts. They may aid in the growth of local companies and invest. I think that's the same. In this part, what we are trying to say is that not just the local community, the people there are trying so hard to improve their local economy. And also they can bring in different departments like the central governments and the local governments. If you take a look at the fishing villages, and that would be Yuhui. Yuhui can also help. So all these resources are brought in. Okay. The next one will be community involvement. A community involvement can include all kinds of people, all come and help. For example, the university teachers and university students, and also we have the representatives from different counseling, like 立法委员、市议员等等, and then they all can come and help. So if you look at the description here, businesses are encouraged to invest in their hometown. So go back to the fourth social community involvement. And just as I said earlier, that involves the university. University also can be devoting whatever they can offer to the community. And also not just the universities, like the industries, business people, or volunteers, or like some social workers. They can all come and help. Okay, the last strategy. The last one will be the brand building. With the aid of authorities and experts in relevant sectors, we will employ cutting-edge viewpoints and the techniques to identify the distinctiveness and the fundamental principles of the region, build a local brand for the town, and turn it into a center for fostering community vitality. So here, what we're trying to say is that if you look at the local community, you'll find that actually every either countryside or rural area has its own unique qualities. For example, the fishing village probably is good at feeding fish, but then also they have some special agricultural products. And then this is very important for the local community to find out what would be the distinctive things that they are proud of. And so they can use this as their own local brand to introduce to other people. And that makes them different from all the other communities. So that would be the references what we're trying to offer here. So we talk about the 5 strategies. Let's go back to the picture here, right? So the first one will be business people going back to their hometown to invest. And then the second one will be the community, not only but the whole society, including university, including industries, including social workers. Everyone tries to contribute, tries to help. And then technology, we try to introduce technology, and then we try to find out the uniqueness of the local community and to build their own brand. And then the last one will be to integrate all kinds of sources, all kinds of resources. So what we are trying to do now here is that after my basic introduction, I'd like you to discuss with your group members, since we have all these 3 groups, and you 3 will join each group, right? So every group try to find one example using one of the strategies. For example, if you go to the internet and surf the internet, you try to find some famous community or some famous rural area. And the rural area is successfully introducing technology into their community, or the rural area is now becoming prosperous because the society all come and give their give whatever they can give to the community. So I'd like you to share with us this 5 example. Just by giving one example and saying, okay, this is a good example because they are now introducing technology, or because now business people going back to invest in their hometown. Okay.
A hero, not by Huawei Jie, a young man who returned to his hometown, and he tried to connect the upstream and downstream of the coffee industry and introduce coffee production technology. The government has also invested resources to establish the Lincoln Country Yuanxiang Coffee Alliance and set up the Taihu Organic Coffee Industry Development Center through the introduction of advanced agricultural machinery and planting technology to improve quality, increase farmers' income, and enhance Yuanxiang's economy force.
So what strategy do you think they are using and that's the most successful? 他们用的是哪一个策略最成功 ？Technology, right? So they are using technology to do what? How will you say 智慧农业? I mean, is that a wisdom, agricultural? Then what exactly do they do? What kind of techniques that is related to technology? So you have to give us the example. You know, you give us the example, then you say because they are introducing technology, right? So I need to know what technology they are introducing. So they don't need labor. They use technology. So the machines are doing the job for them. How about big data? What kind of big data is there?
如果你在用查电脑就可以查到那些它种的品种。
What kind of coffee they're having, they're growing, and then.
湿度啊，或者还有刚刚咖啡的名字。
Okay, so they can use big data. The numbers, the figures help them to judge the coffee, especially how the quality is. Okay, so I need you to give me the exact answers, okay? Because you are giving a very good example. I think that's a very good example because it's very smart that they try to use technology to grow coffee, but then what kind of technology you need to tell us? Okay, thank you so much. How about the next group over there? So what did they do there? Or what are they doing there? The local people there, what do they do there? Maybe you scroll down a little bit so I can see the summary. So it's an old street, right? It is an old street, and so what do the local people do there? So it's just the local people, and who else? Some industry, some business people?
Yes.
The local people. So what strategies are they using? Technology, we have the different departments, and we have society participation, and who else participated? Except the local people, who else participates? 就是除了当地人还有谁啊？所谓这个参与，就 there must be someone else. 一定有别人嘛？那别人是谁？ Who are those other people? Does your group member would like to help you out? Huh? 开业的小商家是当地的吗？就是当我们讲社会参与的时候，那这个社会指的是哪些人士？就是 it has to be someone else。好，可能我刚刚一个文字也没有介绍很清楚。好，没关系，先到这里，那我再补充。Thank you. The last group.
时常 right.
Uh-huh.
I have usually performers in brand product. 品牌建立。
品牌 brand building, yes.
Their contribution very has increased the value of rice.
Yes.
Sesame rice,
Yeah.
Sesame rice has its own sacrifice on organ and won the first prize in the rice competition. Good performance.
Okay, so if we take a look at the Chinese words here, in addition to some other teams who come here and give money, but then also, I think that's the local person, right? 梁员外 is the local person. 他是当地人吗？ So they try to build the brand, so that people when they think about rice or when they think about 时尚, they will have the idea 时尚 rice. Is that right?
就是他们把这个米的产值提高，就是高品质。
But then how do they help to build the brand? I mean, now 时尚 has been equal as the rice. 当我们讲时尚，我们就想到米，或者想到米就想到时尚。So there's a connection between these two. But then how they build the brand 是怎么样建立这个品牌？
因为他们把股价提高，然后让这个品质提升，然后他们也就是比赛是第一名。
Okay, so they work so hard to improve the quality, right? And then they won a lot of prizes, so people know about the rice. Okay.
就是让大家知道时尚米这个品牌。
Okay, thank you so much. I think you all did a good job about finding a very good example, but then the thing is that you have to deliver it in the successful way so that we all understand. I see when you give us the example, I think, oh, that's a very good example. But you have to let me know why it is a good example, okay? I want you to do this one more time after we take a 10-minute break. When you come back, this time you're not allowed to read your cell phone. You can't. Okay, your group member will show the web page. You can turn around to take a look at the keywords there, and then you need to turn around to all your audience and say to them, not to look at your cell phone and say to your cell phone. And I need you to explain to me why you think they are a good example, because what kind of strategy they are using. You have to explain to me what strategy they are using. This is the local people. So sometimes when we talk about having the community to improve, usually in the past, people would rely on the central government or the local governments because they were thinking that the governments would give them money so that they could do something for the community. But this time, it's not just the government. The industry has to come, and universities, schools have to come, and also the local community themselves have to do something too. So that's what we call the society. All the society coming together to participate, and then 没有第四地方，第四之前干嘛去了？ And the fourth one will be integrate all the resources. Integrate all the resources. And it especially says that we don't waste or we don't put the wrong places. For example, sometimes when we talk about a certain remote village, the people there actually they have been receiving a lot of money from the central government. If that is already the case, then we don't need to put more money there because they are receiving a lot of benefits. And then we need actually some other villages, probably just beside them, have been neglected, and then they need the resources. So when we talk about integrating the resources, we are thinking how we put resources in the right places. Do not put them all in the same spot, and then everyone can share. And some other people have not received the money or have not received the help, then they deserve the chances to receive the resources. And then the last one will be, there, to build the brand. So to build the brand means that everyone knows about the brand. Like here, he has some example like a Pingdong the chocolate. We might have the chance to go there. Later we can talk about this. And then 还有什么？什么茶苦茶油，那个令草秀，渔民的文创毛巾，so all this, and then it has to be something related to the local, the place. So only this place you can find this kind of product. That would be their special or unique brand. Okay, so that's what we call the 5 arrows. When you come over here, I'd like you to say this is a good example because they are successful in this specific strategy.
意思 nearby area with program of the elementary school.
So what strategy they are using? What strategy are you trying to say about this good example? So this is in the elementary school in Nantou, right? And University of Shanghai University students and teachers are helping them. So what strategy are they using?
Five arrows.
There are 5 strategies, right? So which one are they using?
With the marking of cultural product and is社区参与。
社区参与吗？
对，就是它结合北中东南的大学，然后去帮助一个南投的小学。
So many universities working together to help the one remote elementary school in Nantou.
对，就是他们全台湾结合十几所大学，然后帮助南投这个小学，因为他面临人口老化问题，也没有老师要来帮助他们，所以他们就一起组成团队来帮助他们。
What do they do there? How do they help the elementary school?
他们那个部落是结合的社区参与，比如说他们有帮忙种那个，教他们怎么种那个钢铁啊，然后教他们实际的参与这些，比如说像种茶叶、交易产品，帮忙能够结合。如果未来他们想要留在那边的话，你就可以。
Meet the children, if they want to stay in their hometown, they will still find a way to make a living. Okay, so the universities come over, so that's the society participation. They help to educate the young children there, especially about their local agriculture, so that they know how to produce the products. And then if they are interested in doing this, then when they grow up, they probably can stay in their hometown. Okay, that's a good example.
Feed the fish.
Why do they need new technology to feed the fish? What happened? What's the problem there? So that they can save, they can reduce the cost.
Yeah, and people want them to feed fish.
Right, because they are earning money now.
Yeah,
So what strategies are they using here?
technology, have a social media.
Yeah, society participation. Okay, that's a good example. Thank you very much. And the next one.
Is a review from all factory.
Factory?
They use technology
Uh-huh.
and they use AR and VR.
Yes, to do what?
Introduce the ocean and the fish history.
So it's kind of a tourism. 是观光吗? Tourism.
Yes.
Okay, and why do they promote tourism there? Why tourism? Why do they want to focus on the tourism? 为什么要强调观光呢?
It's economy
Huh?
to make more.
Okay, probably they can earn more money, they can make more money, maybe because they are losing their traditional industry, like what did they do as a living in the past? Did they go fishing in the past and now they're losing money? 就是为什么会转为做观光，用科技来做观光？
它主要是让，就是让
观光客可以知道当地的一些历史跟遗址。
Oh, okay. So they want to. I think that it's not just about technology. I think it's about building brand. Is that right? Because you say that they want the tourists to come over and then to eat the local food. So that's in 花莲七星吗？七星潭吗？ So if we think about 七星潭 in 花莲 what will come into our mind? 就是我们会想到什么 What will we think about? Will we think about their fish, their seafood cuisine? 我们会想到一些海产品吗？
大家都是去七星潭观光嘛，然后就也会联想到产业博物馆，
Okay. Okay.
然后他就改了一些方法，就是吸引观光客。
Okay. So I think that's one way to try to promote the local economy there. They are not just they want the tourists to spend more money, so they build a museum and then try to introduce the local culture there in the museum, and also try to promote their local food. So when tourists come, they do not just spend money there traveling around, they also eat the delicious food there. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you so much. 好的 I think we need to practice more, especially speak.